game. Number 5, we were correct. Or I'm going to credit Tools on this one. Correct on that 4-point differential, because as soon as we saw Darkest Hour hit the 46-point mark, they're credited with the kill. And I know we're throwing a lot at you because we're trying to catch 2 series here at the same time. FaZe Clan now moving into winners round number 3, where they face off against Team Peaky. I have to assume this is a game 1.
Yeah, looking at a game 1 here and a hot start for FaZe Clan, but they go 3 down. So the Peaky, cheeky blinders, looking like they have what it takes to potentially at least scratch and claw at the big bear that is FaZe Clan. You know, Magic, I'm well aware, Optic Gaming with that World Championship just a few months ago, but I don't care. I have FaZe as the #1 team, the team to beat at Charlotte. So if you're one of these up-and-coming amateur squads and you're able to really take it to FaZe and maybe take a game off of them, that's really something to be impressed with, because for me, this is your top dog.
Oh, that's a glowing review there from Mikowski, saying that FaZe is the team to beat, and Peaky are going to try to get the job done. They're coming into this as the number 30 seed. Right now in this first round of Oddball, they're staying close, but the remote detonation from Royal 2, and then Renegade rotating around behind. Peaky go 3 down. FaZe are climbing that scoreboard, and watch out, Renegade adds a sniper to his arsenal.
And speaking of adding Renegade to the roster, this is what you get. Frosty, he's the objective player. Look at this. He got 2 kills, 60 plus, 73 now on the objective time. Who would have thought Frosty would be your OBJ guy here on Oddball Livefire? But Magic, again, when you look at the addition of Renegade, you've got Royal 2, you got Snakebite. Any of these guys could main slay. Any of these guys could be the OBJ at any time, and that is why I think they are the strongest team in the league. And it just goes to show, when you got a guy like Frosty being the ball guy, that's a dangerous look. I'd be pretty nervous if I was going up against that.
Frosty willing to do whatever job is in front of him to get the win across the board. Finally, Peaky find a way to force out that reset. Snakebite with a snipe, though. The no-scope straight to the head, and now looking for the double kill. Slinky at the back of Mud. Snakebite is on the hunt for another.
And we've seen similar strategies from the likes of Optic Gaming, usually in these oddballs. Shout out to Snow Stats. It's Lucid, their MVP, who plays the most objective in oddball. So not sure if that's a correlation or a coincidence. Nonetheless, FaZe Clan looking quite strong to start off the season here, as Snakebite ultimately goes down at Sniper. I believe he had a few shots left in that Sniper. And Impulsion with the double kill, using that noob combo to its full use, as 2 go down for FaZe Clan. And again, Magic, this one's pretty close. We're seeing some really good gameplay here from Peaky.
No, shout out to Impulsion. That double kill was huge, but Impulsion also with a positive KD right now, 9 and 7, which you're going up against a team like FaZe. You got to take the wins where you can, and boy, would Peaky love to get a round win in this oddball. Impulsion grabs that oddball, not settling to just be the Slayer, but playing some objective 2, repulse to create space and then clean up a kill, but taken down by the fastball. He was so weak on health that the impact from Renegade's grenade was enough to kill him.
And I love the recognition there from Impulsion, taking that ball over to Green to potentially get a play ball reset in, but no, the pressure, the strength is too strong from FaZe Clan as they regain control at B, take down a few players, but don't look now, it's Slinky and the rest of his teammates taking 3 down for FaZe. Will they get the team wipe? Yes, it's a trade. So now 3 down for FaZe and a chance for Peaky to put some points on the board.
This choice from Peaky, they're rotating to the back of A, right to where the respawners are. They should and need to get a good chunk of time, because if FaZe breaks this hold just one time, that's going to be it for round 1. Peaky recognizing that, rotating out back of B where they have some play ball potential. Here comes the play ball, perfectly timed. Renegade trying to find the last shot, but Slinky being a little bit of a tough kill there, forcing Renegade to patiently wait for that rotation. But FaZe off the reset. They've won over the oddball. They're 2 seconds away. I don't think the stop is going to come through. That is round 1 to FaZe, but not a free round win. Peaky put up a fight.
Yeah, Slinky doing his best to be a tough kill, but you know what? We got a tough matchup here in FaZe Clan as they rightfully take that round 1 win and now look to put the 2-0 on the board. Hopping back on board here with Slinky as he gets the double assist. So 2 down for FaZe Clan. Numbers here for Peaky and a chance to start off the round with some points on the board.
I'm glad you pointed out the assist, because when you're looking at the KADs across the board, kills are okay here on the side of Peaky, but other than Slinky, 3, 1, and 4 assists for the other 3 players. Really want to see Peaky as a team up that assist count, because if you're taking a player of FaZe in a 1v1, you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage. Silence has the overshield. How? He got melted, he got destroyed. That overshield is mitigated, and Frosty grabs the sniper as a reward.
And those are the counter plays you expect from the best players and teams in the world. Frosty with that plasma pistol had it ready at cuts, seemingly baiting that overshield in. And now he's got the sniper rifle to work with, continuing to push his way down cuts. Has a little bit of a flank opportunity here, lands the no-scope, looking for 2, just barely misses that shot. Continues to get challenges though. Now the attention is on Frosty. This allows the rest of his team now to push up, but Silence and company are doing a great job. It's even 3-3. Shots going into the back of Frosty, but Frosty has the back of 2. As he looks to take down 2 more. Dub does that. Triple kill, no-scope, lined up, yes! Connects and cleans it up with a headshot. FaZe Clan is starting to look good.
Frosty with the 99 seconds of objective time, and now a triple kill as well, showing that he is able to handle both sides of the scoreboard objectively and just straight up slaying. Renegade traps the player at the back of the B box. The team fire comes through for the assist. Now Slinky trying to escape and kind of running away like a dog with their tail tucked between their legs, but Renegade's heat wave is going to end his life, put him back on the respawn screen. Renegade's not done, taking another 1v1, picks up that kill before being taken down.
Great positioning though by Peaky at that A sandbags. Was able to take down 2 from FaZe Clan. Keep it tied here, 2-2. It's a dueling duo match as Slinky will go down top mid to that grenade. FaZe Clan now with that oddball, a little bit of map control. Impulsion, I don't think he sees the player behind him. No, it's too late despite the plasma pistol landing. Frosty is just too good.
Oh, and it was so important to stay alive with that plasma pistol, because right now FaZe has the overshield. Snakebite the last few seconds of that overshield as it is decaying. How important to keep the plasma pistol in hand as the counter for that OS. Now Silence is trying to push for something. The grenade finds its mark. That's an opening pick. Now they take 2 down. That's 3 going down for FaZe. Snakebite as the final player, trying to milk a few seconds of oddball and surprisingly staying alive. Peaky need to collapse on the Snakebite. He's being such a tough kill. The repulsor for the stick, and now another repulsor to stay alive. Snakebite single-handedly fought off the wave of Peaky and allowed his teammates to respawn.
Sometimes just staying alive is a win condition for your team. There we saw Snakebite. He got oddball time. He got a double kill, and he just absolutely opened up the opportunity for FaZe Clan to come off that 3 down off of a position of strength almost after the absolutely unreal individual performance there at cuts, as FaZe looks to put the finishing touches on this one as they're up 60+ to 8.
I know we love the flashy offensive plays, the overkills like what we saw from Lucid earlier today, but Snakebite and cuts, that's got to be the defensive play of the game, maybe of the day. We'll have to wait and see on that one, but absolutely impressive mastery, stalling for time, staying alive, getting kills, and milking oddball time. Here comes Frosty, 4 rounds in the sniper, 2 go down for Peaky, and FaZe Clan 32 seconds away. In the previous series, round 2, they were objectively perfect. In the King of the Hill, they went 4-0, and in Capture the Flag, they went 5-0. They're trying to bring that objective efficiency back into this series.
And speaking of efficiency, let's look at Frosty with the sniper rotating that oddball. Absolutely massive positioning play here from Frosty. And sometimes it's not the accuracy you expect from these top players. It's the decision making, it's the positioning, and we're just seeing a better mix of that here from FaZe Clan as Frosty looks to lock down that snipe tower.
It looked like he almost like baited a reset, right? He got hit by the plasma pistol. He kind of tosses the oddball, and then he re-engages, trusting his ability with the sniper to win out that fight, but really getting into the heads of Peaky, and now he's shooting the heads of Peaky at the same time.
Unbelievable. It's not often you see the sniper rifle, the main slayer, with the oddball, but let's talk about Frosty real quick. Right there in the mix in total kills. He's obviously not top fragging, but he's got 114 seconds, nearly double Snakebite. And it's just, like I said, the the difficulty for game planning against FaZe is going to be so difficult. I can see why Cloud9 didn't want Renegade to go over to FaZe Clan or with this roster during the middle of the season, because it would have eliminated their chances of making that run at every single one of those grand finals. So it makes a little bit of sense when you look at the inner workings of the league, why Cloud9 was not so willing to give up Renegade.
Renegade seems to have found his home, at least what we're seeing in the early stages of this tournament. Royal 2 has the heat wave at the ready. 3 targets in front of him. The best he can get out of that is a trade, but honestly, at this point, trades are enough. 4 go down for Peaky. FaZe Clan rushing to get the last seconds of oddball time. They're just 12 away, and I don't know that Peaky, unless a miracle occurs, will be able to break this holding time.
Desperation push coming in from Silence as he gets the kill, but Royal 2 trades out, and it looks like FaZe Clan is gonna inch out. No, 99 if he gets the double. No, that'll do it. As the double rounds go down for FaZe Clan. 2-0 win as they take oddball game 1 and lead the series.
Yo, shout out to Silence getting the fumble there at literally the last second and nearly the double kill, being enough to break that last second hold. But when we're looking at FaZe dominating in the slaying department and dominating in the objective department, when you have, you know, a team that can do both, they're basically unstoppable. And I want to see what Peaky can bring in game 2 as we head into Slayer. They can have a little bit more of that focus that they need just on the slaying side. Let's leave objective to the side right now, but I tell you what, is FaZe the objective team in season 2?
They're Himothy in season 2, Magic. This is the team to look out for. Like I said, I know Optic just won a world championship. They've got the GOAT formal, but when you add Renegade to the Sentinels dynasty, this is going to be so, I cannot wait to see how this plays out, not only in these next 4 days, but on land at Charlotte. We could see a potential final boss-esque dynasty begin. I am telling you, I know that is high praise, but we saw it from Cloud9. Just as it looked like Cloud9 was about to start that kind of final boss-esque dynasty at the start of last year, they fell off. But now it's FaZe Clan with Renegade, I believe the strongest player from that team, now on FaZe with the old Sentinels roster. It's just too good. It's just too good for me.
Well, so far today, FaZe has been living up to the hype, and you referenced how they're playing online, but even more so excited to see how they play in person. We're only 13 days away from HCS Charlotte, which feels crazy to say after the seemingly years. Wait, is this a sandwich? Wait, how have I not seen this on the pre-roll? This is the Empyrean pre-roll?
Wait,
Did they really
sneak a sandwich on the
sorry,
Empyrean?
sorry, FaZe. I stopped talking about you to talk about sandwiches. That's my bad.
Wow, a sandwich on the map. Is it a steak dinner on the plate for FaZe Clan as they look to take down Peaky here in game 2? A great start, though, for Peaky as they've kept things even here, 3-3.
Slayer on Empyrean, we've seen it a few times today, but this is the first season that the pit makes a comeback, and I tell you what, Slinky, more plays like that, and we might just see Peaky in this game. Right now, they're holding their own. They're neck and neck with possibly the best in the world, matching slay for slay.
And it's not just that singular no-scope, it's the overshield wind as well for Slinky, but you gotta take advantage of it. You gotta maximize every opportunity, every time and space position you've got to take advantage. We're seeing a little bit of that from Peaky. Slinky pushing up with his opponents into that base for FaZe, but no, Royal 2 with a little bit of defense of his own as they stop the bleeding. And it's a maintained tie here heading into the double digits, Magic, 7-7.
Oh, full credit to Peaky. Now, can they keep up this pace? They actually take the lead. Everybody freeze the game, screenshot it. 9-8 is Peaky. The answer back from Frosty across the map with a sidekick. I don't know. That might be a little bit of a flex, but hey, it got the kill at the end of the day.
Sidekick, got to be one of the most slept on weapons in the sandbox. FaZe Clan, certainly not a team that you'd sleep on, but right now, Magic, they're down 2. So going into the 10s, we don't have a tie. It's Peaky with the surprise, we won't call it an upset, but with the surprise lead here as they're almost nearly extending it to 4, up 15-12.
The upset potential in the hands of Peaky. Royal 2 trying to put a shutdown on that, and this is the second player from FaZe we've seen rocking with that sidekick. Might match the plasma pistol that Impulsion has charged, primed, and ready to go. I like this restraint from Peaky, playing a little bit safe, locking down their angles. They're gonna have to deal with Renegade at the top of Sword. Snakebite gets the opening pick. Renegade looking for a target, scoping through that commando, has damage onto both Slinky and Impulsion. That's enough of an opening for him. The team fire comes through. Renegade goes down. We're still at a tie. Silence gets the assist, but doesn't win outright on that play.
But it's FaZe Clan going 3 down once again at a crucial time, Magic, when Overshield is up. FaZe, Renegade specifically recognizing that, pushing in onto that Overshield. Can he get a pop-off with no shields? He has the help. No, but he goes down. Silence with a huge play, but he's not going to be able to take down Royal 2 as well. This is an absolute war here for this Overshield.
The Royal 2 is ducking and dodging, using that pillar, but Impulsion comes through. It was enough time, though. Snakebite rolls through with the rockets. So much time was spent that the rockets are the deciding factor, giving Frosty that overshield. Peaky have been fighting tooth and nail for that overshield, but in the end, they expended so many resources that giving up the rockets was their downfall.
And right after OS and rockets are up, you got the sniper to worry about right after. So some tools and resources falling into the hands of FaZe Clan during that last minute and a half, and that does not take very long for FaZe Clan to build a nearly 10-kill lead now, just as we saw Peaky keeping it close. It's FaZe Clan with the rockets. And Magic, I think that's going to be one of the greatest strategical decisions that we get to see on the broadcast this year, is the decision. Do we go for the rocket? Do we go for the overshield? Do we send 2 and 2? Do we send 3 and 1? There's going to be so many strategical breakdowns to come with that scenario as FaZe Clan gets the better of Peaky in it, and it's a big reason why they're up big.
I cannot wait for Snow Stats to get his hands on the stats for which choice is stronger, going for the overshield or going for the rockets. Renegade hits a nasty snipe for a double kill. He is taken down, but this game that was neck and neck is now blown out of the water. 15-point lead. Frosty with the double, nearly the triple, and now he has the final player of Peaky trapped in the back of the base. Frosty ego challenges for that. Don't blame him at all. In that little series, Frosty ended up with 2 assists and 2 kills.
And this is what it looks like when you're looking at one of the best teams in the world. That ability to just seemingly flip the switch, turn it on. As we were nearly tied going into the 20s here.
Yeah.
I think it was like 21 to 18, 19 or so, and now 44 to 30. So just absolutely running away with it is FaZe Clan as they look to put the clamp on the series 2-0.
You know, credit to Peaky, they're denying a Staketacular, right? This is one of the higher Slayer matches that we've seen from the losing team. We've seen a lot of 20-ish slays, so definitely can see why Team Peaky has made it into this 3rd round of the winner's bracket. They're showing us a good showing. Ultimately, though, FaZe, once they find their footing, have been running away with the game. Slinky maybe giving the Peaky one last chance to get back in this match. Hits the mark with 1 rocket, turns around, taken down, and that's going to be game over. That's a GG's in game 2.
Impressive, though, nonetheless, from Peaky. They have absolutely phenomenal film to go back and watch in that game 2. And Magic, if you could just kind of figure out what it was that you did in that first 5 minutes or so, find a way to scale that out and do it for 10, 15 minutes, you're looking at it not only potentially upsetting FaZe Clan, but that is how you climb the ladder. That is how you climb the ranks here in Halo Infinite. And speaking of the ladder, Magic, we're in winners round 3, but in winners round 4, that is when we're going to start to see some of these top teams face off against each other.
Well, a lot to look forward to moving through this bracket and even into tomorrow. But can we take a minute and get some Royal 2 appreciation? 20-6, that 15.7 KDA. And when you're in a team Slayer, honestly, the other stats don't matter because Royal 2 is getting the job done in the slaying department.
Anything above 15 kills is an absolutely phenomenal standout performance, so long as you don't go above 12 deaths, right? So absolutely wild ball out game there from many on FaZe Clan, but my God, Royal 2 with 20. That was just, he's Royal 20. Might as well change his nickname, because dropping 20 in a team Slayer, that might deserve a gamertag switch.
I love it. Royal 20 has a nice ring to it. That could happen. But does that imply a Royal 19, a Royal 18, a Royal 17, etc.?
Well, then we're talking like androids, which maybe there it is. That is why he's one of the greatest Halo players of all time. He's a freaking android, Magic.
it all is coming together. All the pieces are now in place. We're heading into game number 3. Can Royal 2 deliver a Royal 20 yet again to take the rest of the series? So far, when it comes to objective gameplay, FaZe has been untouchable. Haven't given up a capture, haven't given up a zone, haven't given up a hill, haven't given up an oddball round. I was like, what's the other objective mode out here? Can they do the same here in game number 3? Can they get the quick 4-0? They're certainly going to try for it. First attention goes to that shock rifle and camo pickup.
And the objective, if you're Peaky, is to survive. But here in the opening break, Magic, they're thriving as 4 go down for FaZe Clan, and they're all spawning together at C. So this could actually be beneficial for FaZe Clan. It's almost like a redo, a reset. Good teams like this, when they all die, they usually all die together, which then off spawn allows you to push together. So going to be very curious to see what the answer back looks like for FaZe Clan, as they do, in fact, answer back, taking 3 down for Peaky and neutralizing that camo.
Slinky has been making some plays throughout this series. Definitely a name I want to see more of moving forward. Good little bit of a time on the side of Peaky. Honestly, I thought they had more of that first hill capture than what it shows. They have, you know, less than 10, maybe 10% of the hill capture so far. They're gonna need to win more slays. They're doing so right now. Slinky trying to give some cover help, but he was weak and had to fall back, recharge that shield. That was all the opening that Frosty needed to break in, break out that kill. And now here comes Slinky. Doesn't connect on either of those plasma grenades, leaving Royal 2 to roam free.
Impulsion, last player alive for his team. Going to be crucial here for him to stay alive and get some favorable spawns here over at the glass side with Impulsion. There we go, dynamic spawning with. So a great job by Impulsion, keeping FaZe Clan at bay, and that gives Peaky's the even 2v2 here. As just as I say that, caster curse, 3 going down for Peaky. Renegade with the shock rifle. That's not something you want to see.
Renegade with a shock rifle, and not just that weapon, but in the power position for this first hill. If you can lock down C-Plat, you can have a broad sweep of area across the objective, locking down that hill. And right now, that's what Renegade is doing. He knows there's a player on the A side. He sees Impulsion drop down. He gets his back, cleans up with the BR, and there's the double kill. Both players in front of him. I'm sorry, maybe I got a little ahead of myself. I saw overkill potential. Peaky does answer back, but that camo's up for grabs.
So important for Dynamic to stay alive right here. He has that shock rifle, but I believe it's got no ammo. And I thought he had camo as well, but that must have gone to another one of his teammates. As Slinky looks to get some more time in the hill. And Magic, don't look now, but Peaky is potentially on the verge of an upset first hill cap here. The double from Impulsion is going to make that even more likely. Renegade going down as well. And Peaky are looking to put that first one on the board and do just that.
Yo, it's Team Peaky that comes through and breaks the objective perfection that FaZe Clan has steamrolled with throughout today. And not just breaking that perfect objective play, but the first hill. That's the lead yet again. We saw a brief lead in the Slayer for Peaky, and now objectively that first hill, that's such a morale boost for this underdog team.
Yeah, this is impressive right now. Peaky put together some bits and pieces in that game 2, but if they can hold it together in game 3, could avoid the sweep here from FaZe Clan, which would be an absolutely massive win for them. But just like that, FaZe Clan, this is what you'd expect. After that first hill going down to Peaky, FaZe Clan did a great job rotating over that next hill, taking early control of it. And Magic, it doesn't look like they're going to let go.
Renegade is not letting go of the shock rifle either. It's the perfect. That hill has been put on pause for a brief moment.
Oh, but look at this.
FaZe are back at it.
But look at this, Peaky set up. Look at this. Peaky has completely given up this hill, and they're already set up for the next hill. So we are seeing the likes of FaZe Clan decision making. These are the decisions you'd see. This is the positioning and rotation you'd see from a top team. So don't look out. Don't be surprised now. Maybe if Peaky does put up more of a fight, but just like that, 3 going down, Important, last player alive. Does he land the sticky? The chase sticky going out as well. No, Frosty. He knows how to stay alive in those scenarios as Renegade looks to grab himself a camo to boot.
And Frosty Buddy hopped over that second plasma grenade that looked like it was going to catch him in the heel. Snakebite has the top of control locked down, but the grenades are being sent on a search and destroy mission. He's able to avoid getting taken down there. That's 2 down though for FaZe. Peaky getting some time on the hill. Snakebite recontesting. Snakebite the last player alive. We saw this in game number 1, but this time Snakebite does not stay alive.
Peaky has that early rotation, gets instant control of this third hill, but they lose it pretty quickly to FaZe Clan. This is a very difficult hill to break through. So for Peaky then to get that hill back from FaZe Clan, and just like that, they give it back up to FaZe Clan. So seeing a lot of back and forth on this third hill, Magic, and that's something you just rarely ever see. Usually the first team to rotate into this hill is the one to capture it, but right here we have a dead even tie game 1-1, and this hill count is just about even as well.
It could just come down to the next round of slays, and Peaky are the ones getting the slays. 3 go down for FaZe. Royal 2 is last alive. Picks up a kill of his own. Snakebite staying in the hill. Snakebite nearly has it captured, but Peaky closed out. He doesn't connect on the shock rifle shot. Peaky had the chance to steal away this hill.
With just 1 second to spare, Peaky keeps their hopes alive, and if they could go up 2-1 here, that would very much increase their chances. And as they do just that, I'm absolutely astonished right now. This is something we would expect to see in the later rounds against Native White, against Complexity, against G1, but no, it's Peaky putting FaZe against the wall.
A Team Peaky saying, put some respect on our names. They are coming out to give us a show as they take the lead in this game 3. Dynamics in top control meets the waiting BR of Frosty. Frosty is holding back a wave of offense. Peaky time and time again, their offense has been so strong, and when they paired it with the defensive stop, it was enough for them to get that second capture on the board. Renegade, though, he gets taken down. That's Camel Burn.
Wow, Renegade seemingly had that kill in the bag and was looking to do more with that camo, but they neutralized that timely and effective player. So those are those kills, Magic, that look like one in the feed, but really count for more, as Dynamic's gonna have to watch the edge of the map there as he almost goes down ultimately. Now Slinky, last player alive, he goes down 2, and now Royal 2 starting to heat up with that killing spree as FaZe notches this one up at 2.
You ever hear a clatter? It just means I got so excited that I dropped my pen onto my desk. That's what happened right there. That's the epitome of excitement over here. Frosty sets up a kill for his teammate. The assist comes through. Now looking for a kill outright. Slinky going down. Royal 2 is dropped in the process. That's a big kill. Right now it's the Frosty and Royal 2 show. Frosty at 23 and 9, and now he has the shock rifle. He finds the heaven, pulls it at the top of control. He's going to continue building on this incredible kill advantage.
And this is feeling a lot like that last game, Magic. Right when it was tied in the middle part of the match, FaZe just started to sprint away with it. They didn't crawl, they didn't creep, they sprinted away with it, and we're starting to see a little bit more of that here as Frosty looking for the running riot, has the killing frenzy, helping his teammates there with the assist. And look at this, now he's locking down the hill. He does not mind losing. He does not mind losing that killing frenzy streak. He's here to win, and you gotta love when players put the team over themselves.
Imagine the 15 spree here in the middle of the open. What a way to start off HCS Season 2. But Frosty yet again finds himself in the role of the objective player, not minding that job one bit. Still has 4 full bursts left in the shock rifle. If he can find the head of Dynamics, he gets the kill across the board. What is that, 12? I'm trying to count.
It might be 30. Oh, there we go. Caster's curse.
That's
Frosty
fine.
goes
I'll
down. But FaZe Clan are all the better for that killing frenzy spree. Now going up 3-2. They were down 2-1. So 2 back-to-back scores needed for FaZe Clan as this hill gets back to bottom mid reset. As FaZe Clan walking away with that camo. A great repulsive there from Impulsion, but it's not going to keep them alive for long as this match starts to dwindle away and FaZe Clan regains control.
Now the first hill was won by Peaky, and now that we're at the reset, they need to win this hill yet again, but that frag grenade perfectly placed. Royal 2 is competing for most slays on the board. Trying to line up a plasma pistol shot. 3 go down for Peaky, and this hill is all but over. They're gonna have one more chance to break this defense.
One more chance, but God, with Frosty in the hill waiting, it's gonna be tough, but the sticky's gonna help. 2 going down for FaZe Clan and Peaky. Silence going down as well, and that'll just about do it. Dynamics last player alive on the stacks. And Magic, this is pretty impressive from Peaky. They have a lot to learn and watch from this VOD. And speaking of VOD, Magic, I know most teams are competing here today, but if they took a look back at this Recharge King of the Hill, they might spot some cracks in the armor of FaZe Clan. So this is very opportunistic for teams to start to learn about each other. We saw FaZe Clan not screaming other certain teams, Optic not screaming certain teams. Well, if you can't get the intel from directly playing them, you have opportunities to watch film right here. So I think this is one of those matches that teams at the top are going to want to look back on to see how they can ultimately face up against FaZe on Recharge King of the Hill and hopefully revert the score and come out with a 4-2 win instead. But nonetheless, a great job by Peaky, keeping it tied into the halfway mark of games 2 and 3. That is no small feat going up against the best team in the world.